Don't wanna hold back. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. It's fucking. Or literally, I saw the chat making fun of the song. I was making fun of it, like just fucking around with these guys before we went live. Welcome to FSP, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We are back. Sorry about yesterday. I had planned on having our show last night, but I forgot that the Cowboy game was literally running into the show, and I'm a big-time Cowboys fan, and they had a playoff game. I wasn't going to miss that shit. So, and we won. We killed Tom Brady. We killed the Buccaneers. Now, they are made the playoffs as a losing team, actually under 500, so I don't know how much I can celebrate, but anytime you beat Brady in the playoffs, I think that's worthy of a celebration. And we'll see if he makes it back next year so we can beat him again. I would love to see that. But
I think Tom Brady's going to be retired, but we'll see.
You think so? I don't know, man.
He said that before.
He said he was going to retire, and then he came back, and like one more year, and then he said he doesn't know what he's going to do.
He had to get some of that money back where he got a divorce or whatever.
Maybe, but like maybe that's enough motivation for him to keep going. You know what I mean? It's like, but it was a fun game to watch last night. But I do appreciate everybody being here as always. You guys rock. This is our 46th episode. This is like the one show that like really lags behind an episode count because we missed so many shows. But we are here and I appreciate you all. Shout out to Tony Grasso. How's it going? WhySoSerious? Milky Sweater, Harry Ballsack, Talos Ray, RSJ Fan. Let's see. We got DeathLordStrong, Def Leopard, hanging out here as well. Alvin, what's up, Alvin? How you doing? WhySoSerious hanging out. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun tonight. It's an unusual night for us because we usually don't have a show on Tuesday nights. But we're gonna have some fun with this thing. As you see, again, 3-Bit's not here because he's muzzled right now. Can't speak at all. Don't know why, but that's fact. We do have three amazing panelists here. We have live, actually, from outer space, the one and only Psychonauts. What's up, Psycho?
Not much. We know why he can't talk, so hopefully he will be able to grace us on a podcast. And talk some gaming stuff soon. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
but I've been
go ahead.
I've been playing some games, and that's it.
Right on.
Haven't done I've been working mostly. So
yeah, you've been into that Genshin Impact.
Yeah, I have it because it's different on mobile. So I was like, let me see how it is. It's kind of like it's a cross of like Pokemon with the elemental stuff in WoW, because it's just trying to kill some time, because waiting for those games to come into Game Pass.
Right on. Yeah, there's several about to hit. It's gonna be pretty fun soon. But the chat was asking, what do you mean muzzled? Yeah, 3-Bit. I don't know. He told us that he's been ordered not to, at least for around a month or so, not be on any shows. Now we know he works in the industry and stuff, so don't know exactly why, but we could speculate as to why. He can't really tell us, But what's up with you, Fuzz? How you been?
I'm doing pretty good. Just looking at people have strange takes on games as of late, and a lot of infighting on what games are good and bad, and just random stuff on Twitter. Twitter is like entertainment as of late, but playing some games as far as Ready or Not, getting more comfortable with it. Probably need to do some more clips of that. And man, I really wish that thing could come to console, but we'll see. Or I wish Ubisoft would just make a update to Rainbow Six and have a lot more of like the co-op stuff kind of thing going on. But man, oh man, glad to be here. So much to get into. Let's do this.
Right on, man. How are you doing there, Jasper?
All right. Been playing some Halo custom games with my boy, and just kind of what I've been up to the past few days.
You have a son?
No, it's just a friend.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, we found out that Jasper has a son. This is news. Congrats.
Yeah, He just found out too.
BOI.
How old is he?
Like 30 something. I don't know.
Whoa.
Oh, wow, he's older than you are. How is that possible?
Is he your bottom boy?
Is he a stepson? Did you get
It's
with
one of the sweaty boys.
Time travel.
He has a 30-year-old stepson. He's only in his 20s. He's got his. I wonder how old the mom is, huh? You
I
like
don't ask
those?
Psycho.
You like those experienced ladies, don't you, Jasper?
He lives in Florida, so Psycho might know his mom. I don't know.
If it's a mother, you got to keep
I
her
do.
away from Psychonauts. That's for sure.
Well, no, you don't have to keep her away. You know.
I wonder
I'm
how
gentle.
many people in the community you're actually their father.
That's the biggest question.
I mean, nobody
How
would
many?
know, right?
Well, they would know.
Maybe,
know.
but if it's a secret, or they know.
Oh, the moms know at least. I should
The
say.
moms know. Yeah, the moms know.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, if you're if you look a little bit Greek, but your parents don't, you might want to ask some questions. Just saying. If you unspeakably really love Dave Matthews and Ungrateful Dead, you know what I mean?
Is
And
that a
you're-
genetic thing, or is that just?
I think
If you
it's
are
genetic.
hung like
It's actually
Snuffleupagus,
That's
you're
actually-
definitely my child.
that's like passed by the semen. The
What
music.
the fuck is this show become?
It's the music taste. Anyway, hope everybody's having an awesome week so far. But yeah, we're gonna get into some gaming topics because this is a gaming podcast. But before we do, gotta get a word from our sponsor. Gotta get this stuff done, right? This show is brought to you by Manscaped. Now, this is an exciting show. I told you I was excited to do an ad read coming up for Manscaped, right? I got breaking news today, everybody. Manscaped now sells beard products. You can stop using your nut shavers on your face, right? Manscaped now officially launched a beard shaver. That's right. They're once again revolutionizing men's grooming with a brand new beard hedger. From a beard trim
Nice.
to a fresh shave, the technology behind the beard hedger allows you to shape your signature beard look. Now you can finally use Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet by going to manscaped.com and using code FUNSPECULATION for 20% off and free shipping. Yes. Remember, if you are sold, if I understand some guys just feel a little weird about shaving your balls, okay? You're maybe scared. You had an incident one time, like you're just afraid of sharp things. You don't like the fact that you're using something called a lawnmower next to your dick. I get all that, right? However, this is your face. You don't have to use your smegma field shaver on your face anymore. You can also get a beard hedger from manscaped.com. So again, everybody, check that out. It's 20% off free shipping with code FUNSPECULATION at manscaped.com. Use the code
Who's not watching
FUNSPECULATION.
to get smegma?
Beard hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths. 20 lengths. 20 lengths for the
Nice.
beard hedger. Yes, that's a new product. Fun speculation, everybody. Use that code. It's good. It'll give you some savings for sure. All right. Now that
Interesting.
that's over with, let's get into the show here. Now I want to start it off with just a little bit of a conversation about something that everybody's been talking about. I went live Sunday night for a stream because everybody's been talking about this, and it seemed like it just doesn't add up to me. So I want to get your guys' thoughts, right? I know Pong's on the same train that I am with this, but I want to know what y'all actually think, right? There's rumblings about potentially a little internal delay for Starfield. Some say, well, it's not delayed because they officially announced release date. Well, they had said within 12 months from E3 last year. So that would be the window. And if it launches after June, 20th or E3 week or whatever this year, then, it's kind of pushed back beyond what they expected, right? I've been on record saying I disagree that it's going to be September, October, August, some of these dates that are rolling around. I also want to say, if that happened, if it was for the best of the game, I'm okay with that. I dislike the messaging of last E3 even more, though, if that happens, right? There's plenty of stuff to play, right? It's not like we're going to be like, oh, no, there's nothing to play. I mean, they already did say that Redfall, Forza Motorsport, Minecraft Legends, all this stuff's coming out within the next few months. So we got all these other Game Pass things and all that stuff as well. So it's not like raise the alarm bells. There's doomsday in Xbox land if Starfield gets pushed back. However, based on all the evidence out there, I don't see anything pushing me in that direction. I actually get pushed in the earlier direction even before E3, as early as March. I've been calling for March 23rd, April, May. But I want to know what you guys think because of these rumblings out there. Do you think there's anything to that, or do you think it's like you're on mute, Jasper?
The only thing that pushes me towards the like later half of the year is just because we haven't really seen, like, if Xbox is going to market Starfield as like the biggest game like they do for Halo and stuff, we haven't really seen too many leaks regarding like packaging on Pringles or Butterfingers, stuff like that. And usually you kind of see those leaks a few months before the game like marketing starts.
There has been these leaks from China with the Xbox
Chinese
packaging
Xbox
thing.
But that's more like internal marketing. That could just be them changing the box for like this year. So I wouldn't like put too much weight into the Xbox branding itself. But that's the only thing that pushes me kind of farther back, is just because we haven't seen that marketing, if they're really going to do it like they usually do for Halo and their bigger titles.
Yeah, but I've seen some people say, well, they market for several months leading up to one of these big games. I don't really think, I think they do like a big, like 1 month push. Like even with Halo Infinite, like they didn't market for 4 months, like big time, full bore, right? Like they usually like have a little bit of things and stuff, and then they go full force for like a month of like commercials and stuff like that. Because if you think about like 4 months is actually a really long time. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't sound like it. Like
marketing stuff ready. Like if they're going to put it on billboards and like stuff, like they have to start planning all that shit out in advance. And like I figure we would
think we get some leaks about it, right?
But wasn't there a rumor of the Super Bowl advertisement?
There was a rumor about that, right? So for me, Fuzzy, I would say the Super Bowl would kick off the launch of the mega marketing spree, right?
Yeah.
Which the Super Bowl is in February, so that would make sense if it was a late March release. Also for me,
that gives them time for the separate show that they spoke of, which you really wouldn't want to speak of a separate show if it's coming. After E3, and you really wouldn't. I can't imagine Xbox, even though we give them jabs about their advertising in general or their marketing in general. I can't imagine them doing a Super Bowl advertisement, being that the Super Bowl's in February,
right?
For a game that's coming out after June. I don't know. That just doesn't seem like it would make sense to me, or even to them, which like we've said before, their marketing could use a nudge here and there in a few areas, and it's like that just seems like way out of, like, you would almost forget about the game by the time it comes out if you're advertising at the Super Bowl. I mean, unless you're going to consistently do that for 6 or 8 months, but not even Sony does, 6 or 8 months worth of advertising kind of.
Yeah, I mean, so I could see that, like, if they do this show, like, I could see them having like the Starfield like direct show, like 3/2/23, and then launching the game 3/23, just like 20 days later or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
I could see that. It's just they would just obviously have their marketing scaled down a lot from like a Halo.
I don't think so. I don't know, because a Halo thing, even I understand, like you're talking about like the Mountain Dew cans and like, and I mean the energy drink cans, all that stuff, but maybe they've already been planning on that stuff happen in March or something, when leading up to like a release, or April or May or whenever it is, and we just haven't.
I guess
there's
also nothing really, like, usually those things come with like in-game codes for armor and skins and shit, and like I guess there's not really
and
there wouldn't be that for anything.
And there's not like Starfield toys and stuff like Halo was. We got all those like Mega Bloks leaks and stuff like that either, so I just don't know why that they would say that the Starfield deep dive is in the works if that deep dive wasn't going to be in the next couple months.
Well, I could, yeah, the deep dive I figured be the
Yeah, but
next
they're not
month.
going
I
to
was
do a
talking about
deep. They're not going to do a deep dive and then release it in August.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then it's
Yeah.
like, what's the point of that? You know, like it just wouldn't. That just wouldn't make any sense to me. Like if they did like a deep dive, I would assume the deep dive would be within a month of release of the game. And the other aspect to the deep dive is like if you're doing that, you're not going to have people watch 2 deep dives. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean,
So it's
they
like,
did that. That's kind of what Fallout 4 was on their E3 when they announced Fallout 4. It's kind of like they had like 40 minutes of Fallout 4, and then it came out 6 months later. So like, there's some wiggle room there with them showing off the game a lot and it coming out.
potentially.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I think that everything I see out there, including their support page, gives us confidence in it releasing before E3 this year. And
I'm
I
50-50 right now. I just keep
yeah.
going back and forth.
And again, it's not the end of the world, right? It just
Yeah.
makes the show last year like look worse with like again like not delivering on what you say, right? So it's a bad look because it makes your decisions of the past look stupid. Again,
Yeah.
right?
And then it creates that doubt for any dates that they give further. So when E3 comes around this year, if it was to be pushed back beyond, let's say, June, then any date that they say at E3 for this year,
Nobody
how
gonna
much weight does
care.
that have?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Zero. Right? Like if they did another 12-month show again after they did it last year, like people would be like, well, fuck, who cares? You know what I mean? Who knows when the games are actually going to come out, right? So that's why I think they were ultra confident in that 12-month window, because otherwise they wouldn't have done that unless they're that stupid. And I don't know if they're that stupid, especially after 2022.
No.
You would think they'd have to have been really cautious about that, right? I mean,
I don't know if it's far back as like September, but like I think it's still in the 12 months. I just don't know if it's March. Like
Yeah,
it could
that's
be like
fine.
May or something.
Yeah, and it could be, the only reason I said March is because the date thing. It's fun, a
Yeah.
fun date. That's the number one reason. And the second reason is because the rumor of Redfall being May.
Yeah.
Right. So if I add those two things up together, then March makes the most sense for me. Plus, also Forza. Again, they said those games at Developer Direct are coming within the next few months, right? So if Forza hits before E3, also, because a few months leads me to think a few months. So that's what they say, right? So that would mean like February, March, April, potentially May at the latest, probably. So I would, at that point, my mind just goes, well, if Redfall's rumors are May, which seems to be like corroborated by multiple people, right now, and that would put me with Forza at April at the earliest, just because of the January entering polish phase interview that they had. They need at least 3 months, I would think, right? So, and at that point, that leaves me to, well, if they don't want to put them exactly on top of each other, and then you add the date thing in there, and then you add the fact that they're already working on the direct, the Starfield deep dive, the rumor of the Super Bowl commercial. The website still says within 6 months. People are playtesting it right now. All of these things above. I heard Tim Dog say on RDX tonight that he knows of somebody that was playing it on a Series S and it was stable. And if that's all the case, then to me, March 23 just makes a lot of damn sense. I don't know. Am I wrong, Psycho? Or are you thinking? I know you've been on the September train since like last year.
Yes, I have been. I've been always kind of seeing that this was being pushed back. Only not the fact that the game is not ready. More of there's so much congestion in February, March, and then that maybe April, May, June is probably when the other games that were announced from last year's E3 games would be launching. So that's why I was like, okay, I was like, February is a horrible time. I mean, it's not, but it's so saturated. Starfield's one of those games that will not get over eclipsed, but it's one of those games that you just don't want to suffocate the other games that are coming out onto Game Pass with launching Starfield in February. So I've always kind of like, well, possibly I was thinking maybe in August, September, and hearing Colt and with his poll, kind of makes it more the possibility that it's coming out later. The reason of me changing is hearing that people have this game in their hands. Well, if a game is being tested in people's hands, a finished product, usually you do not release. Todd Howard doesn't give out release copies to anyone, and testers tend not to have final builds with it coming out that far. If it's September, he likes to keep it close together, and being able to have, like, okay, what do we need to work on? Okay, so this, and they'll still release the game. This is prior being acquired by Microsoft. Release the game with a couple bugs, because it happens, and then they work on it, or they have their modding community actually fix their the bugs, and then they're like, hey, you know what, you want a job? And that's how usually Bethesda worlds. So having these rumors now that Super Bowl trailer is a possible thing, having play testers already in their hands, and Bethesda's in lockdown to not have leaks. That to me says it's coming sooner than later.
We also haven't got, like, usually we have a leak of like the review boards, like Peggy 18 or whatever. Like, you usually get those rating leaks like a couple months early too, and we haven't got that either. So if it's like in March and we haven't got a rating for the game, it's like, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. That now we just saw the Starfield China boxes. So that is, to me, the transition they're getting ready to. But
that could just be like Xbox's branding for the box for this year, because that's their big game this year.
Yeah, but for having Halo being on the cover for 2 years, I mean, that is their pinnacle game. This game would be, you would almost think like Forza would be a big push for, possibly being on the box art, for games being ready, and seeing that Starfield, being on the boxes, it could very well mean that, yeah, it might just be the boxes getting ready for something down the road, but they're getting it ready now, not later, so they're ramping up production, so they're getting ready for the heavy demand that people are going to be, oh shit, Starfield's coming out, shit, I want to get an Xbox, I want to get a Series X, because that's, the best light of playing that game is a Series X, and that's why we saw it on the Series X and not a Series S console.
Well, we only saw one box, so like we don't know if they changed Series X box.
But usually, if they did have, because I think right now they just have that one bundle for the Series S. So I don't think they're going to change the box art for that, because that's kind of recent. But I do think that there usually, when there's smoke, there's fire. So hearing and seeing all this stuff kind of changed my tune. And then listening to a couple shows, talking about how the 23rd, was it March 23rd specifically, was for the NASA stuff and the Wright brothers first. Yeah, so like that was more of getting really excited.
Yeah, I mean, you can find a date and link it to something like it's like seeing Jesus and toast. You can always find something to like correlate.
The thing with 3/23/23 for me has never been about anything else other than the fun.
It's the Todd,
the fun
Howard
numbers
Bates
thing. You know, like he like 11, 11, 22. You know, and he's done things like that several times. You know, so he likes to pick fun dates. You know.
Yeah, because I was like for me originally I was a September if Starfield wasn't coming out after the 12 months when they promised these games are coming out. So prior saying if it's not coming, it's going to be September. I was thinking more later. I was thinking May, June is when Starfield kind of get like that early summer, late spring kind of time, kind of play around. So because at the time we didn't know about Diablo coming out 6/6/23. So prior to that, you know, we're like, okay, it's going to come out. I was thinking about May, maybe June, you know, since they said that these games are coming out after the 12 months. So, but the thing is that I know a lot of Xbox gamers and a lot of people in the community is that they've been told one thing by Microsoft and they've done and then done things differently. And this is more promises they have broken. And sometimes it gets frustrating. And it's like, how many more times are we going to hear this from Phil Spencer or any Aaron Greenberg, somebody at Xbox telling us, hey, these games are coming, and then something comes up. And it's like not having a first party title last year was like, we did not want to go back to the Xbox One generation where there's sparse with first party and it was only Gears, Halo, and Forza, and not having a first party in 2022 was just like, what is going on? What is management doing? You know, so it was one of those situations where they put themselves in the corner by saying that these are coming out in 12 months. These are games we're going to see. And then as time got closer, it's like, we're hearing rumblings. Microsoft, if they're going to put it into, if they're going to wait till September, come out, rip the Band-Aid off, tell us, hey, it's going to be, we're going to push it back. There's a lot of games coming out, but this is what's coming. And blow the doors off at E3, and then, you know, give us a release date for Starfield then, and if that's the case. And then all the other games, either Hellblade 2 is going to be announced or whatever other game that they have up their sleeve for this year. Forza and Redfall is a decent. I'm really interested into seeing what Redfall is going to play like game mechanically. It looks really good. It's not that ultra realistic game that, you know, it's that semi realistic, but it's still nice. It's UE5. It looks, a lot of the little technical issues that they had at the last E3, it looks like they have addressed them since with the latest video. So I'm really hoping that this event they have really shines the gameplay and shows us what this you know, whatever the premise is of this game, what it's going to be, the single player experience with co-op abilities. It's just really interesting to see what they do, but they need to be and work on their communication. Truthfully, that's one thing Xbox has been lacking since the beginning of the 20 Xbox One generation. A little bit prior to that, there's communications lacking. They've gotten better, but it still happens. They need to, if they just need to come and do things a little bit differently. And it's interesting to see how that generation is and how this generation's going. 2020, 2021 was really good. 2022 took a couple steps back. Now 2023 needs a running leap forward and keep going. They can't fall back anymore. I don't know if the community is going to give them that leeway of not over-promising games and things. If it's not ready, stop giving us windows and time frames. As painful it is,
we can hear it now, Matt. I think he unplugged his headset and he can't hear us.
Hold on, the beat's about to drop. There's no beat? This song sucks. Come on, it was supposed to drop. All right. Christopher Judge. What's up, man? You there, Psycho? You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
That's what I was saying, when Red Fog comes out.
Dude, would you like to continue? Sorry, I got lost in
I forgot where I was going. I lost my concentration.
Yeah, that was a big fail, Ham. There was no beat. It was building up, and then the beat didn't drop. It just disappeared. So disappointing. I had planned on, remember last week when you just ranted on for about 20 minutes also? I had planned on having some Christopher Judge music to build up and add hype, but I forgot to get it. So I just opened up a random song. Anyway, okay. All right, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Psycho. Like I feel like the September thing originally, like I just don't know about that because like why would they have there are a lot of people been on that train to begin with. Like unless they were supremely confident about it, why would they have done the 12 months thing? Right? You know what I mean? Like I just feel like they had to have been ultra confident. And they had to have had it pinned on the wall. And they probably, when they delayed it, they already had picked the internal date.
Well, 11/11/22 was pinned on the wall.
I know, but I'm saying when they delayed that, do you think they, as I would assume, because for marketing reasons, they would have picked another date at that point?
I don't know if they would have picked another date, but a time frame, like
they
either
had
spring or summer.
Spring, right?
So they probably showed it off to Phil. Phil saw it and was like, "Can we make it polish? Can we polish just a little bit better? Can we make it really shine? We really want this to hit." And Howard was like, "Fuck, I usually never go on my dates, blah blah blah." So no, I don't think they had another date in mind. So I think it was more of a, well, let's see how things are in 6 months or whatever the case is, and go from there. And
yeah,
I think that's where we are now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If they didn't have like a concrete, like at least 3-month window, and they knew it was before June, they should have not have done the 12-month thing. Now, if being that they did the 12-month thing because of the year they had, I feel like they couldn't have made that mistake. Like they would have had to been like the most stupid, like marketing team ever to have that approach, right? Phil had to be behind it. Sarah Bond, like Aaron Greenberg, everybody, all the high ups and execs had to be on board with this 12-month show.
Yeah, I'm sure they they had a window, but they didn't when they delayed it, they didn't be like, okay, our next date is March 23rd. They probably said we could get it in late spring.
See, I don't know. I feel like Todd would have been like, I want to target this date because he likes dates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I don't. That's the only reason I would say they would have picked a date, because I feel like he would have looked and be like, okay, what's another cool date, right? That we can aim for.
Yeah.
Because I like to play
Unless-
with fun dates, and that's why like I think they could have had that in mind.
Unless
I just
that
don't know if you pick a
they
date
pass.
that far out though, because like you don't know what's going to happen. Like you could have a catastrophic error and like lose half.
But
your
unless they
data
were unless they were ultra confident, because the game was already in polishing phase, right? When they delayed it.
Yeah,
So
unless they really are heard the community saying, we want a fucking 60 FPS mode, and they're like, oh fuck, we don't have that. And if we don't have that, look at the outcry that we, Gotham Knight got. We are in the fucking shithouse of not having nothing for last year. You think we're gonna have not Starfield running at 4K 30 only? I know Todd Howard loves 4K 30 FPS, but guess what? The gamers want a 60 mode. This generation, games are obviously can be ran at 60 FPS. If you gotta give us, that's why we got options on PC. Give us options on console. Got the quality mode. Keep your 4K 30 ray tracing, all that for that. If you want that performance 60, give us a mode for that, give us a balance, and give us options. That's all we care about. You can have what you want. Let the gamers have what they want, and and everyone's happy. So it's. I don't know. I don't know why they would. That's the only thing I can think of is why the date has been pushed back even more.
Yeah,
it's the only thing I can.
I just not buying it. There's a lot of talk in the community right now about it, and again, it's not like bitching about it. If it happens, I just don't buy it. Like I don't see the reasons why. Right?
I think it's because people heard about Redfall being delayed, so they automatically assume that
Correct.
Starfield's delayed.
Yeah, I
originally
think
it was supposed Redfall was supposed to be before Starfield, so it's almost like, well, that one got bumped back 2 or 3 months, so obviously the other one got bumped back for 2 or 3 months, which I don't understand why, but I could see people putting 2 and 2 together and coming up with 22 or something.
Yeah, well, Redfall 2, you could say maybe for multiplayer type stuff as well. This is their first big like co-op open world thing, and they just probably implementing balancing, and it just you could see like little things like that easily, but like I don't know. I just don't see anything there warranting of a concern about it being pushed back, right? Like I don't see any evidence out there. There's no like any direct thing, anybody pointing to anything specifically. In fact, all of the evidence out there, like that's public, that's been out there from Microsoft themselves, points to the first half. Still,
plus that whole NXIL tweet, it was.
Yeah,
I don't want to say coincidence, but it just seemed too.
You're talking about the 23 words thing.
Yeah.
That's a fun thing, but again, it's like seeing Jesus in tow. You can put numbers to anything, like
Yeah. No, but it just seems more than just coincidence. I don't know. And they've been known to do kind of cryptic stuff before, so I don't know.
Because like if it was 21 letters, you'd be like, it's coming out on the 21st of April or something. It's like you can always find some number to go with something, So it's like I don't know how much I actually put into like.
Yeah,
it's fun like to play with. I just don't put any weight in it.
Yeah. Shout out to Alvin with a $10 super chat. Appreciate you, Alvin. Says, in Lex interview, Todd said Xbox engineers were making the game sing. I remember him saying that. He says they don't bug fix, they optimize. I think he silently confirmed the game got delayed just to hit 60 FPS optimization. I hope so. We'll see. And if they need a couple extra months to get that, I think it's worth it. You know what I mean? But if it doesn't have that and it doesn't get it later either, you know what I mean? And it still launches late, then it's like, well, okay, that's fine. I guess it's just again, the whole 12-month thing was a mistake if this all happens at all for whatever reason, you know. But which we all thought it was a mistake anyway. None of us liked that. Like we wanted at least like an expectation of it, right? Like so that way we stopped guessing that we were gonna see things like Fable and Perfect Dark and Avowed and State of Decay 3 and, or other new game releases, right? Instead we got the games we already all had announced, already all knew about again, that we knew were coming in the next 12 months. Which even the first half of that 6 months was pretty, it was okay, right? But now we're in the second half of that 6 months where everything's supposed to drop, right? And I've heard a lot of people are saying that, well, it's better for the game, or it's better for everybody because you move it back and it's separated away from the deluge of amazing stuff all happening in the first 6 months, right? Which I understand that, but I think we're only in that position because of the amount of delays that they had, right? And I feel like holding back stuff for so long, there's bound to be a loaded up quarter or a loaded up half of a year at some point. And we don't know at all what's going to be in the second half of this year. Like, what if there's a lot of games coming the second half? And I'm not saying like a lot as in like 5 or 6, but like two or three games, like plus third-party deals equals what they're doing in the first half. And that's very possible for the second half of the year. And do you just move Starfield back for that? And you best believe that some of these other first half games from third parties and stuff will probably be pushed back in the second half of the year as well.
And you know that
right?
like Madden or 2K, those are like the biggest selling games. They ain't gonna push it because they don't give a fuck.
Those happen every year too. Like like clockwork. August for Madden, September for NBA. You know, at FIFA, I don't know. I don't remember the month that comes out, but it's around that time. You know, NHL comes out at that time. And then you got like Call of Duty content will happen in November as well. You know, then you'll have who knows what else. You know, like I mean, there's just going to be lots of stuff. Spider-Man 2 is going to drop later in the year. Supposedly, if they hit the mark.
You know what I have not heard is MLB The Show for this year.
Well, they don't. They usually
clockwork.
Yeah, they usually don't announce that until a couple weeks before it drops.
Yeah.
So they don't.
I know
for Game Pass.
They put it out for spring training, but it's or home opener. I know that's when they drop the game is for the home opener.
They drop it in April. They drop the game in like March or April. I think it's in April. They drop the game in April, and we usually about like 2 weeks before that or to a month we get a Game Pass announcement. If that's the way it was the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And that goes with most of their third party announcements that are from like games like that, like the MLB The Show 21 and 22. We didn't get Game Pass announcements till sometime in March, I don't think, for those. So
yeah, I think they showed the cover of the game the last week of February, and then it was like the first week of March is when we knew it was coming to Game Pass the first time and the second time.
Because spring training is in what, February?
Yeah,
about January, February.
Yeah, but the game doesn't come out till April.
No, but they announce who's going to be on the cover, get people hyped up, what's new to the game.
Yeah, they do that around February and stuff. And then they announce the Game Pass announcement the last 2 years, like 2 or 3 weeks before launch.
Yeah, it's usually after the Daytona 500. Me being a NASCAR fan, it's like I always remember the cover announcements usually after the 500's over, unless there's a rain delay or something weird like that.
I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be in Game Pass again, because that deals with the MLB. Right, so they end up usually do like long-term deals too, not just like short-term things.
Do you think Sony this time around will put it in their PS Now?
No,
or PS Plus.
What if Xbox has a deal with MLB that PlayStation can't do that?
Can't.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying, right?
Is 22 in their service?
Yeah,
it is now.
Yeah,
it wasn't day one.
Well, their service wasn't day one when MLB was out, was it?
No.
Did it launch right away when their service launched? or no? Or did it launch later?
No, their
don't know.
servers came out
It was
like
day
late
one.
June or something like that when they did the revamp.
So MLB The
Uh,
Show 22 launched right when
Before
in
the service
PS Plus
launched.
Extra.
Yeah.
So when PS Plus Extra launched, MLB 22 was in there. I'm
I have
asking.
no idea.
I
don't play
I-
MLB and I don't have a PlayStation.
I don't
so
remember
know.
it being in there, honestly.
I don't remember it being in there either.
Shane says show's still not in their service.
No.
No, the MLB The Show is not
Yeah,
in PS Plus.
I remember the newest PS Plus PlayStation game that was in there
Was Returnal.
and it was like 14 months old.
Yeah, they don't do MLB for whatever reason. That
gotta
was
pay
the whole
full
running
price, that's
joke
the
on
reason.
Twitter.
Yeah, because
But-
it's probably a good seller for them, like a clockwork seller, the annual game.
Well,
and
it was a good seller because it was a phenomenal baseball game over 2Ks. 2Ks just couldn't hold the fucking candle to that, and
Yeah.
it sucked.
I still had fun with 2K's baseball game. I do miss it, but like the show was better, right? Hands down.
Yeah,
Except for the multiplayer. The show online was trash compared to 2K online,
yes,
right? And
Yeah,
even
and
2K
that's-
online wasn't good, but the show was even worse, right? It's just
Yeah.
as in the franchise
But the
mode, all
thing
that
is-
stuff online was better with the show online. I mean, what's better with
But
2K online? I mean,
PlayStation gamers don't like to play games online. That's the thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, it shows.
and the show I didn't play. It's hard to do baseball online because of like the lag, like a little bit, like any kind of delay. Those pitches, like you got a split second to judge them, right? So you'll play online against somebody in a baseball game, and if they throw all balls all the time, you're just fucked because you got to swing at something, right? Like you have to swing a little bit earlier when you're playing online. It's really annoying, but anyways, yeah, we'll see. I'm on board with first half still. I would say anytime between March and
March
May.
and June.
Yeah, March and June. That's fair. I think it could even be June, right? But I just think that all the evidence out there
Yeah.
and all the rumors also, that like people are pointing to things and speculating about stuff without any rumors really corroborating with that. But there's rumors out there about other things that corroborate more with the earlier release.
Hey,
Right.
it's just fun speculation.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So it's fun. We all have fun with that. Shout out to more people in the chat. Thanks for hanging out again. AJH, what's up? Phasma, how you doing, Phasma? Ham Solo's hanging out. Say congratulations to Ham Solo on his new job. He started a new job recently. Z Black Rider, what's up to you? Tom from Toonami said earlier, congratulations on the Cowboys win. And he's excited to watch them get beat up by the 49ers.
Yeah, I heard
next
you're all
week.
going to get a new kicker too.
We'll see. Like that was very worrisome because if that was a close game, I was gonna be very nervous. What's up, Shane Z? How's it going? Patman Jones Effect. What's up? What's up? So next on the docket, everybody. Hey, there was a little bit of leaked image going around about a game that was highly anticipated. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, right? Now, there's some reasons to be a little bit like, now we're not going to say concerned, but a little bit like, what is this game, right? Because we have all Rocksteady, we have in our brains locked in what a Rocksteady game is, right? And the Arkham series was just absolutely amazing. And it's been so long since we've gotten something from Rocksteady. Now, all those Suicide Squad trailers have been amazing, mostly CG, though there has been some gameplay out there and stuff as well, though it looks pretty good. We know there's co-op with this thing and stuff. But today there was actually a leaked image that shows that it's going to have a battle pass as well. Now, I'm not going to say I'm like, oh, fuck this game, it has a battle pass, fuck that shit, you know what I mean? Like, but it is very like questioning like if this is a forced thing from like WB into Rocksteady and to force them into making a kind of game that they really weren't wanting to originally make, maybe like an Avengers type situation over there with Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics. That rings me that some concern in the back of my brain. Supposedly this is cosmetics only or whatever. and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of $70 games and battle passes mixed together, and it seems like that's kind of the going trend these days now. And this is going to be that too. I want to point to a tweet as well, though, from a friend of the show, awesome guy in the community as well, Fonz Gaming. Great channel over there. He made a tweet, and I found it interesting. I don't know what he's hearing, but he said not hearing good things about Suicide Squad and its current build. Still months away from launch, so hopefully things will get worked out. So I don't know where that's coming from exactly. But that statement alone right there makes me think of Gotham Knights and optimization problems. Gotham Knights is still a good game, right? You can still have a good game and it'd be optimized somewhat poorly. But Rocksteady is not known for that. Right? Rocksteady is known for launching very good, primarily, like, for the most part, polished experiences, right? And some of the best games out there. And I'm curious with the state of WB lately. And remember, Gotham Knights launched at 30. You know, they'd used Unreal Engine. Don't know. I think Suicide Squad's using that as well. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe it is. And them talking about how they couldn't do co-op open and this big things without and have it do 60, right, with Gotham Knights. And also it didn't even do 30 a lot of times, right? You were had a lot of frame rate issues at launch. I'm wondering if this spells a similar scenario potentially
The
for
thing
Suicide Squad.
with Suicide Squad, though, if you notice from that image, it showed like there was 4 people in a lobby and they were connecting to they were starting to match into like a level.
Mhm.
So if it's a closed off level and you only do co-op like that, like I
Right.
guess it wouldn't really matter as much because
And maybe that would be a
problem
design
with-
choice to make that possible.
yeah,
Right?
because the problem with Gotham Knights is the city was the part where it would drop below 30 all the time.
Yeah.
Like when you went into like the mansions and stuff and like fought people, like it was
smooth,
locked
yeah.
60 all the time. So like I don't know. It just depends again on optimization.
Except on
and how they-
consoles, it's just 30 on consoles.
Yeah.
But
I could get like I could get above 60 on PC. Like in the rooms, I
Yeah.
just locked it at 60 just so it would have a little headroom there.
yeah, and this is just like I'm just taking this from a tweet. I don't know anything. I'm just when I think about this game, because the studios and stuff, they're closely kind of aligned with. You know, WB Montreal's made a Batman game as well, right? They
Yeah.
made Batman Origins, and it kind of has me kind of aligned with, well, if they have similar type structures with maybe how they build their games, right? Then is that a reason to be concerned about Suicide Squad? But other than that, the live service thing, games as a service, right? I don't think a lot of people anticipated this for Suicide Squad from Rocksteady. But maybe it's just the way that the industry is now, and we're just going to.
It's either that or they're going to sell you $20 skins. So pick your poison.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. The battle pass is interesting. What they do. If it's cosmetics, then why have a battle pass?
Well, that's what I would want. I don't want content like levels.
Well,
and
that's
shit
what
locked
most
to a
battle passes are, is cosmetics, right? Like Call of Duty's is cosmetics.
Usually, like Call of Duty, you have weapons. You have weapon blueprints. You have the tokens and like calling cards and emblems, shit like that.
Yeah, Fortnite's battle pass is cosmetics. Halo's battle pass is cosmetics. Knockout City has battle pass is cosmetics. And most battle passes are cosmetics.
Yeah, but they have, with multiplayer matches, you have the experience boosters and things like that. That's what I'm talking. Like,
right.
What are they going to implement in this battle pass? Is what.
But see, like even with experience boosters, like once you get max level, those are worthless. So like the value of the battle pass would go down. So that's the problem with like putting XP shit in battle passes. So it's like I don't know.
I'm wondering if it's weapons and stuff like Destiny and Division.
I think it's like, well, the fucking shark dude, instead of him having like blue shorts, you can get red shorts for him, something like that. I don't think it's like
Yeah, and like they can do like the comic book adaptation of their actual whatever the comic book what they look like.
Yeah.
The Captain Boomerang and like the Harley Quinn skin and things like that. Same thing. But it just all depends. Like, are they going to implement some kind of multiplayer? Like, is it just co-op? How will experience if they're going to have experience? How's that implemented in the game? A lot of unanswered questions, and definitely would like to hear more about that side after seeing that image.
It shows how little we know about this game, though, right? Like, we've seen some gameplay, but really no like information about it. Really,
we saw story gameplay, yeah. So that part we saw, and those three characters, Jasper, in that image, those. So you had Captain Boomerang as
who was the player
character,
yeah,
and then the three others were just bots.
Yeah.
So is that how? Are they gonna do co-op, kind of like how Elden Ring was co-op?
Well, that's how Avengers is. It's like if you can go into Avengers with like Iron Man, but then like you have like the other people running around behind you, right? It's been a while since I played Avengers. I thought you had bots in that.
I thought one because when me, 3-Bit, and Mav.
Yeah, you had bots in that.
There were bots, but we would go to the hub together. We would play like the whole entire game together. Like
but like
Ring,
it's not like that. I'm just saying, like I would compare right now. I'd compare this more to the Avengers game, where like I don't know if there's gonna be like a hub world like the Helicarrier where you can walk around and pick missions. It may just be like a lobby menu, but it's still I think it's gonna be where you load into smaller sections of the map and you search with your teammates that way.
I saw somebody on Twitter like saying like, well, Avengers had that stuff and it did great. I'm like, no, it didn't. Like Avengers did not do great. Like it was a huge fail for Square Enix, right? So like I don't like
they even called out Crystal D. They got rid of Crystal D because of it.
So like I don't like from the people that are saying, well, Avengers did it. Like I don't like that. You know what I mean? But like maybe they can do it better than Avengers.
The problem like with Avengers is like the gear you put on, it never changed your look or anything. So people just felt like it was kind of pointless to swap out gear. Like, so if they actually like make it visually like stimulating for people, then it'll be all right. But like, there was none of that in Avengers. So people was like, why the fuck am I going to upgrade?
Yeah. If they took the approach of like the division and had, each, whatever you added changed, the colors, because the only thing with Avengers is that you can change the cosmetic of your character, but they're just skins, and that was it. So that you can have like what is it, 1920s Incredible Hulk in the pinstripe suit, but it was just like cool, I guess. But people were hoping it looked more on par with how Division held with their cosmetic, because each time you change it, you can change the cosmetic, or you can do like no matter what, kind of like Assassin's Creed did it too. You can have the appearance of
you can lock a skin
transmorph,
exactly. Yeah, and you could do that, and this way you can have no matter what outfit whatever piece you pick, it stayed the same. Giving choices is what gamers wanted, and that Avengers games did not have that. And then people were like, that was like, this is fucking lame. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna have the stats and the bonus multiplier because of the new gear that I got, but it didn't change the look of the character, and that's what people kind of want in that. And hopefully WB listened to the gamers, and that's what they're doing with this. And I hope that is
hopefully like with Harley Quinn, like you can like get a baseball bat that does like 20 damage, or you get a sledgehammer that does 40, and like you'll actually see her swap instead of her just constantly having some fucking hammer out the whole time. Like you actually see the weapon swap in their hands, like
exactly. And like going to like her classic outfit, the black and red, or stupid shit like that, like the Captain Boomerang, different style boomerang instead of like your typical Australian V style. It could be like
like a fidget spinner. Yeah,
exactly, something like that. And that the little bit of what it's not a big deal, but it just immerses the character to how the gamer wants those characters to look like, and that keeps us engaged. That keeps like, oh, cool, I'm gonna have my character the way I want it to look like, and not how Square, like with Avengers, like how Square decided to have their game live out, and that's why it just didn't hit well with gamers, And how cool if you had, like in Avengers, if you had Black Panther and you had the different outfits and the different collars, you had this, T'Challa had the silver and Killmonger had the gold, collar. That would be really cool. You have different, he had purple energy absorbing coloring, and gray Killmonger was goldish. Things like that they could have taken it so just a step a little bit further, given what we wanted, but it was unfortunately wasn't written in the game, and they couldn't change it. So hopefully WB listened, and this is what, but we don't know what this game is going to be. We have kind of the single player gameplay, campaign gameplay. How does this battle pass implement in the game? Show us that. Show us the co-op gameplay. Show us more on this game, because it comes out, and do they have a release
we don't
date?
have a date, just 2023.
Okay.
I just think the battle pass is going to be more cosmetic stuff. Like maybe for the Shark Dude you get red trunks, or maybe for Harley Quinn you can get like purple and black hair instead of red and black, or some shit like that. It's like, I think the battle pass is fine. Like if you want to buy it you can buy it, but like I'm not going to not play the game because it has a battle pass in it, or it's a games as a service. I don't give a fuck. I want to play it because it's a superhero game, so.
Unless it's a play to win, then that's going to be horrible.
It can't be. I mean, it's a co-op game, so you know what I mean. Like,
I really hope not.
Even if it is, like, does it really matter? It's not PvP, so it's like Mav buys the battle pass, gets the best gear. I'm still going to beat him because I'm better than him in the game.
Yeah,
like,
I'll just have to carry you through the game, right? Because my guy.
Unless it has NFTs, and then you pay top dollars, and then you have this one weapon that no one can get, and then problems happen.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Fuzz?
Wait, what? No,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I think the whole thing with the battle pass deal, I kind of hope it's a better spin compared to what the Avengers did. I hope it's more along the lines of what you see in the Division or even Destiny, where the weapons are part of that battle pass as well as the cosmetics. Or blueprints for certain weapons, like you guys are saying, instead of having like a baseball bat, or instead of a hammer or a mallet or something like that, you'll have like different weapons on there that will hopefully have better stats and things. But I don't know. I'm hoping that we get more of a deep dive, kind of like what we got from Hogwarts here soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've been radio silent, other than the delay that they said last year. It's been radio silent. And I mean, Hogwarts, as much as they were radio silent up until like the early part of this year or the tail end of last year, it was starting to get a little scary. And then they opened up and showed, what you're going to be doing at the school, what it's like outside the school and stuff like that. So I'm hoping we get something along those lines with the Suicide Squad here soon, just so all these questions are answered. Because I mean, one good thing, they were upfront about the 60 frames, although the keyword being targeted or targeting 60.
Are you talking about Hogwarts?
Well, yeah. Well, no,
Oh.
like
Are you
I
talking
think.
about Suicide Squad being 60 or Hogwarts being 60?
Oh no, that's right. It was Hogwarts at 60. They
Yeah.
hadn't said anything about
Yeah.
Suicide yet. Yep. But
Yeah, we
hopefully,
just saw-
hopefully it's targeted to be 60 as well. But we'll
Well-
see how everything goes. But I really wish they would start opening up on this. But
Yeah.
it might be a while because I don't know if this game is coming out before September. I mean, do we have a date for it yet or no?
I think it's
Oh.
2023.
Just 2023 is
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
and
think wasn't it for Suicide Squad or Hogwarts? Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
I think it has
Yeah,
a date.
Sus-
I think it's
Does it?
I think so. I think it was announced already. Suicide
Because
Squad.
in that image it showed it had it listed as 60 FPS, but that's the screen, home screen. So it's because that was the PS5 game that whoever had it, that was on the 16th. They took the picture from, and that was at 60. So is it lock 60? Is it target 60? That's the thing.
best guess is
Then-
probably target 60. I mean, we'd have to see if we can get a freeze frame of an in action.
Yeah, I mean, I
in-world
wouldn't
shot.
base the frame rate off the menu anyway.
Yeah.
It's also a dev
the
kit.
menu.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a dev kit too, so like they're gonna
Has
have more
higher
performance
memory.
power anyway.
Yeah, it has higher memory allowance, so it's gonna run better, just because. But it'd be at least it's showing that it's 60, not 30, even that menu. So there's promise that we could get
May 26th is Suicide Squad.
May 26th.
May 26th. Okay, so that's
Plus,
what,
that's
4
yeah.
months.
That's on. It was like
About
on
4
Game
months.
Informer.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think I saw that
Yeah.
before, but I don't remember them announcing the date. But I guess they did, right? So
That they might have done. I think they did that. I don't know. I want to say maybe E3. They did They had a trailer announcement, I believe, too, for the release date.
Yeah. Game Informer says May 26th. I don't know where that came from. Okay, so we'll see. I mean, if that's the release date, that's release date. If it's not, it's not. But that's the only thing out there right now. So, but that's a busy couple months. You got Suicide Squad. You got you also got coming up. You got Street Fighter 6. You got something else comes in June too. I think Diablo 4 as well.
Zelda.
Zelda. I mean, God, holy crap. I mean, so some of this stuff's probably going to be pushed back till the second half, right?
It's on their main
So-
website, 5/26/23. So
Is it? Okay, so
Yeah.
official, May 26th. That is a busy couple months. That is a jam-packed couple months. If you're asking me, I'd rather
Yeah.
Starfield come before that. Just saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Not
yeah,
asking.
and we got
Between
Redfield.
February and
Redfield
May,
is-
or March and May would be best.
yeah, Redfield's rumored May, so
Yeah.
so Starfield will not be that time. But
Yeah.
that's
I
what
mean,
we
I
were
wouldn't put it
hoping
past
for
them.
a March time, and not because April's a little too close. Starfield's a huge game. You don't want to have it too close, because
But Game Pass, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah. With Game Pass on Xbox,
Yeah.
it's within a few weeks at least. Like that, I'm okay. Within like a month, 3 weeks or plus, you're fine. I don't think you have to worry too much about like.
and also some of these
but-
like AA games are going to move out of the way of it if they can. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much about being like overloaded with Game Pass all in a short span, because we don't know if the second half's gonna be crazy too. Like we have no idea.
Yeah.
So it's like I just feel like if it's done, it's done. Release the game, right? And I think that's probably what they're gonna do. And also, I mean, 2022 happened, so they kind of like people are still waiting. Like. And it could be glorious to have like all these games, like all of a sudden, this is what we've been fucking waiting for all these years. Oh my God, finally. So we'll see. But I see the chat talking about PC specs for Forspoken that had hit. We also got PC specs for Hogwarts Legacy recently that were not very good either, right? So
Not fucking optimized. I don't get.
I think we're looking at these spec sheets and we're inquiring too much with what they're saying, because with the Forspoken thing, they did not tell us what settings they were running at. They just said what graphics card you can try to hit this frame rate and resolution with. They didn't say like they could have a 1080 or what it was, like a 1060 or whatever it was. They could try to put that on high. It's going to run like shit with 720/30, of course. But if you lower the settings, you can get that up to 1080 or 1080/60 maybe. So like the spec sheet they put out for Forspoken is very vague. We do not have the details for settings. So like,
so that's not good either, though, right? I mean, would you rather have that? I mean, I'm just saying.
And
I
also
don't know.
like the Ultra thing with it was a 4080 and a 16 or a
30 gig.
4080 RTX card, and it was a Radeon 6800 XT or whatever. So like those two graphics cards are two different entire generations.
Yeah.
What they should have done if they wanted to compare that would have been a 4080 with a
7090.
79 XTX or whatever. So like they're comparing two different generation graphics cards for ultra settings. So it's like, how the fuck does that work?
Exactly.
So you don't know even how to put specs out. I'm confused. I don't know. I don't really look at the spec sheets too much, but I know that this, when you say 4K 60 you need a 4080 to hit that. I don't know, man. It's like,
was it a 69 Jasper or 68?
I think it was it 69? Maybe
69.
68.
So if it was a 69, then that's the 30 series cards. So why they would have the 79 series equivalent to to show?
That's my point with this fucking spec sheet. It's like so misbalanced that it's like
Wait, are we talking about Square with Forspoken, or are we talking about Hogwarts?
Forspoken.
Forspoken.
Yeah. It is Square. I mean,
if they don't know how to optimize for PC, I mean, they really try to focus on console. So I know that some games are on PC, but it's just been they haven't had the best luck.
What games do they have on PC? You're supposed to buy a PS5. Isn't that what one of the devs said over at Square?
Yeah, but I think was it Outriders that was on PC, and that was poorly optimized as well.
It was poorly optimized
that's
on console.
People
I think
developed that.
If you want to compare this game, you have to look at Final Fantasy 15 because it's the last game that comes out from this team that's on the same game engine. So,
but that was on really shitty hardware back in the day, and like Xbox One and PS4 were so underpowered for what they should have been anyway. Like we have good hardware this generation. The problem is that at least for right now, third parties are not utilizing it properly. Right?
No.
Like, and I feel like that's my biggest gripe. And it's this, I've seen some people like say, well, just get a PC then. Right. Well, I understand that. But when you have spec sheets come out like that, this affects the PC gamers too. Right. It's not, well, what kind of PC I got to spend $3,000 just to run this at a decent frame rate. I mean, like, come on now. Like,
again, that's where I would not put weight into this spreadsheet.
I get it. But you know what I'm saying though, right? Like, if it's optimized like shit, it's optimized like shit everywhere. That just the only better thing about PC is that it gets more options to run like shit in whichever way you want to run it. Like the game should be performing better, and I think there's a reason why. There's a reason why. It's
also like I was
clause.
I was looking at some dude that does like breakdowns of all this shit today, and like he said that the way that developers like find the minimum specs is they just find the oldest computer they have laying around to see if the game runs on it. So like if this is just the minimum hardware, like the oldest hardware they could find to run it on, that's what they use to put out the minimum list.
They should just come to my house and use my PC. Psycho's got like a 15-year-old
won't run it.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, probably won't. And here's the other thing, like, okay, so my biggest issue with all of these things coming out, right, is I feel like the developers have their minds in the wrong place when pushing these games, right? Like, we at the beginning of this generation, how much did we hear about ray tracing? Yay, it's ray tracing. It's going to change the world. And then your games run at 20 frames per second with ray tracing on, right? Like, come on. All right. ray tracing was, to me, it can be utilized properly eventually one day when everything is way more powerful than it is right now. But even with
the consoles we got in Generation 1 with ray tracing, with the Series X and stuff, we were like Gen 1 ray tracing. Like ray tracing was just becoming a thing.
Exactly.
Our
but
hardware isn't like.
And when they enabled it, though, like the games ran like half as good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So for me, it was like, well, I don't want this. I don't want to see my reflection better running at half the frame rate. You know what I mean? Like I still really haven't seen a lot of games utilize stuff like that to the extreme really, really well. You know what I mean? Like there's some examples where it's like, okay, but like there's shots of like with ray tracing, without, and I'm like, what am I fucking looking for here? You know what? Like, I don't understand. Like, what is it? That one little tiny reflection off of that one little thing? But then my issue is to get that little one tiny fucking thing that you have to hunt in the screenshot for. The entire game fucking runs half as good to get that one little fucking piece of shiny thing that in that one little spot right there. So I think the priorities are too much with pushing forward with too much attention to like, let's make this the shiniest, coolest, and most advanced tech like stuff we can throw in this here. We're gonna use all the latest like shadow technology and ray tracing and all this stuff. And it doesn't really make that drastic of a visual impact.
I think that's a problem with the consumer's understanding of how stuff works. Because like they're always pushing for 4K because everyone's like, "Oh, 4K is the best and stuff." When you don't really have to run it at 4K.
I think
I think that's a problem with the consumers and what they think they want. You know,
but I just feel like there should be.
But unfortunately, it seems like the devs kind of listen to that 4K thing.
Yeah. Right.
Me personally, 1440 all day. And then turn all the settings up to 10 if you can.
I
think that would be the better looking experience overall.
I agree.
I think a lot of the issues that we are seeing, especially this generation, is the optimization. It seems that a lot of the console centric studios are not, because RDNA 2 is a new architecture that they don't have a lot of experience in.
This
PC
game
side
is built for AMD, and they have all the AMD Fidelity X features in it.
Well, I'm saying
maybe not on PlayStation, but with PC, it was built for that. So
for being for the games that we are seeing now, they don't have a lot of experience with the new RDNA 2 architecture. So a lot of the optimization is not up to par for console side. And even on PC, there's certain things that are not, they just got DirectX 12 storage?
Direct storage or whatever.
Just recently.
Yeah, this is going to be the first game that uses it on Windows.
Yeah, so there's just certain things that are that they just need to work and figure out. That's why later in the generation, as always, once they figure out the hardware, those games shine. So I definitely see games are going to struggle in the very beginning, like they have, but as you know, in the next couple of years, we're going to see a kind of a shift with how they handle this architecture. Because Call of Duty, PS5 has RDNA architecture, and Xbox has it, and PC is on 3 now. So this is AMD side. Of course, it's not the DLSS. DLSS, they kind of kept it pretty simple and user friendly to the point they haven't changed a lot. So that's why I think it's a DLSS 3.0 now.
DLSS 3 is only on the 4080 cards or the 40 cards, and AMD FSR is open source, so any GPU can use it.
That is correct. Yeah. So because they just announced the FSR 3.0 that utilizes the direct machine learning. So machine because it's always going to be a heavy.
Personally, all those I turn off
machine
because I
learning.
hate what it does visually in the game when I play on PC.
It's way to trick you into seeing 4K but rendering at 1080p and just a lower resolution. That is what FSR. That's really what it's for.
Yeah, but it also creates a lot of weird
shadow
artifacts and
Muddy.
shadows and lighting and stuff.
Yeah, AMD side is not perfect. DLSS is a lot is better. Whatever it's that.
Yeah, it's also older, so it's more refined.
Yes, so they got it down, so they know they can optimize it a lot better. So, once as time goes on, it's going to get better. And it's going to be implemented with these games. These games are going to look a lot better. Will studios go back to update their games depending on the game, depending on if there's still people playing it? Like Cyberpunk, I definitely see them optimizing it because we got the new DLC coming out, and they actually just announced that they are making over the Afterlife club that's in the game. They're doing a makeover, so it's going to look different in the game. So possibly we'll see these games utilize the technology, but it will down the road definitely see the difference. The better optimization, we won't see these outrageous fucking specs for on the PC side. Having 32 gigs of memory. No, not 32. It was
32 was for the Ultra.
Yeah, but I think it was like 24 to run 1080. It was 1440.
Yeah,
30.
And that's also another problem with the spreadsheet is they skip 1080. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's why I'm saying I would not put any weight in this Forspoken.
I think 1080 was the
1080p
basic.
was not on this list. It was 720, and then it jumped to 1440.
Oh, was it 720? Yeah. Okay, so see that, and that's another thing. It's like, does Square know what they're talking about when
I think they just put out this spreadsheet to like, look, we're doing something.
Maybe the 720 is the Steam Deck version. I don't know. It just seems odd of a spreadsheet. I agree with you, Jasper, on that. But it's Square. Hey, buy PS5.
Here's the thing. I don't understand any of the damn numbers.
PS5 is
right?
going to hit 720 too.
For me, it just it just comes down to the basics of priorities, right? When you're making a game or when you're doing anything, does it make more sense to have it a good experience for the masses or for 5% of people, right?
Well, with Forspoken, it has 6 options.
Forspoken, I'm not necessarily talking just about that, okay?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the games like Gotham Knights or whoever, and all these things come out with these crazy spec sheets recommending like crazy graphics cards to hit these numbers of having like solid performance, right? Like I feel like it's more than just a Forspoken problem. It's like it's like Hogwarts Legacy probably. I'm glad we're getting the option on consoles, right? But this also goes into the PC community as well. Like I'm trying to speak up for them too. Like it's like pushing the boundaries of things that make such a little impact in what we're actually seeing in the game is causing a detriment to the performance of these games.
I just think that people have put themselves into this like ecosystem that don't fully understand like this like spreadsheets. Like we're always going to have newer graphics cards, and they're always going to put those as the ultra recommendation because it's the most powerful thing. And people are going to look at that and be like, "Man, I'm not paying $2,000 for the newest GPU. Fuck this game." When you can still run it on older hardware.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. And maybe there's an overreaction here, right? I just still have Gotham Knights in the back of my brain. I'm concerned about, we had Plague Tale Requiem that hit like at 40 something frames, right? Like instead of 60, and You know, like I have concerns with the third party devs that on these bigger games that like
Yeah,
it could be a trend, and I don't want to see that happen. You know what I
the
mean?
thing with like Requiem, it's like games that are not action based, like a high movement that needs to have the 60 FPS. You know, with a 40, 45 FPS, you know, it's all right. It's kind of like the medium running at 30 FPS. It's a walking. It's a very slow paced game. You're not. There's no. You didn't really need the higher frame count, but you know, it's like back in the day, PC. Can it run Crisis? That was the staple benchmark for your PC back in the day. Can it run Crisis?
Also,
And
the
that's always
newest
been the
Steam,
thing.
the newest Steam hardware charts. The most popular graphics card is a GTX 1650, which is worse than the old most popular graphics card, which is a GTX 1060. So
Right.
people have downgraded their graphics card over years. Just
Yeah,
interesting.
but a lot of PCs, if you bought a pre-built, most of the options was a 1650. They didn't even offer 1060s. It was 1650.
Yeah, because people
basic,
they see the higher number and they assume better, but that's not always
Correct.
the case because
No,
these companies
Yeah,
like to put
third
it's like
digits
the
numbers.
the 760 or 77. It was 760. That was just that was all that. But that's the thing. I mean, everyone's gonna have that base model of, can your PC run this game at the ultra spec, and that has been PC's motto, and that's how the mentality in with PC then since pretty much Crisis kind of made it a thing. You know, can your PC run Crisis? Because that was your benchmark. You know, I mean, that's what I built when I built my PC. I built it so it could run Crisis 3, and I could run Crisis 3 on Ultra with my PC. Now I can't run jack shit newer games
because it's broken.
It's fucking I mean, it's a fucking 990 FX with the HD 7870 graphic card that is fucking, oh my god, dude. There's been 10, 15 cards since what I got. So it's like, you know, you're chasing your tail when it comes with the PC side. It's one of those things that you always update your graphics card, your motherboard, CPU. It's always been a thing that's in that, you know, in the PC side. Console that's why it makes it great, because you don't need to, you know, chase new hardware, except for last generation where they did when they did do a refresh. It was never that. It was really not the case. They weren't really updating hardware like they did with the One X and the PS4 Pro. You didn't kind of see that. You saw like slight modifications, like a different chip size so it could be more power efficient, things like that on the console side, but nothing to the state where, you know, the VCR Xbox was 900p and now it's, you know, doing up to 4K dynamic resolution. So, you know, that was a huge jump in the Xbox One, PS4 Pro era. You know, so it would be, we'll see if they do a refresh this year, or not this year, but this generation.
I don't think we should worry about it yet. Well, let's wait for the games to come out and see how they run, and then we can have that discussion. But until then, let's just, I guess, assume that they're optimized. I don't know.
No, they're not optimized. They won't be optimized until the developers fucking put the time in. I mean, we see games. Look at Control.
Chat's asking if you get paid by word, Psycho.
I wish if my problem is I shouldn't smoke before doing a podcast.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing. it's like wow.
I can't shut the fuck up now.
So all right, I want to get into this last topic before we get into tidbits real quick. Ubisoft Paris called to strike. Now this this is from an article from GameDeveloper.com that's going around the internet right now. I think it's legit, but I just saw it. Okay, so during this show, so I haven't had a chance to go over a bunch of things just to make sure, which I usually try to do. But I think this is legit because it sounds too legit to be fake. Ubisoft Paris called to strike after catastrophic communication from Yves Guillemot. Because Mr. Guillemot and his clique, sorry, I meant
Clique.
click. Well, they did a click like with the like CLIQUE because this is like from that
click.
side of the word. Click, yeah,
Click, got it.
click, yeah.
Is possible.
So it's click only understand the relationship of power. Solidaires Informatique is calling on the employees of Ubisoft Paris to go on strike. So that's a union that some of the Ubisoft developers are part of. So I'm going to read this article, okay? Ubisoft Paris workers are being called to strike later this month following what's being described as a catastrophic communication from company CEO Yves Guillemot. Now, we criticized him and Ubisoft majorly the other day for this email that got sent out to the employees. The strike is being called for by the Ubisoft Paris section of workers union Solidaires Informatique, which has accused Guillemot of blaming the company's recent downturn in fortunes, resulting in the cancellation of 3 unannounced projects on its workforce. Ubisoft said it's currently facing major challenges due to an industry shift towards mega brands. It's a situation that reportedly prompted Guillemot to increase pressure on staff, with the CEO apparently sending an internal email earlier this month to let them know the ball is in your court to deliver projects on time and on budget. Today, more than ever, I need your full energy and commitment to ensure we get back on the path to success, he said in the email exchange, seen by Kotaku. Ubisoft Paris branch of Solidaires Informatique claims that by asking staff to be as efficient and lean as possible and give it our all, Guillemot is actually shifting the blame onto them and ultimately advocating for overtime, managerial pressure, and burnout. Mr. Guillemot asked a lot from his employees, but without any compensation. This is a quote from Solidaires Informatique. Okay, so Mr. Guillemot asked a lot from his employees, but without any compensation. Have salaries kept up with the high inflation of recent years? What about the implementation of the 4-day week? What has been put in place for the teams that come out of the productions exhausted like those of Just Dance or Mario? Wrote Solidaires Informatique. In response to Guillemot's comments, the union is demanding an immediate 10% salary increase.
Yeah, I'll be honest, their demands are a little reaching, but
yeah, immediate 10% salary increase for all staff to compensate for inflation. With the hundreds of millions of euros obtained from Tencent, there is money in the coffers of the employers, noted the group. It's also calling for improved working conditions and specifically the implementation of a 4-day week, transparency on how Ubisoft has been working to evolve its workforce locally and globally, and stronger condemnation of abusive managerial policies and disguised dismissals that push employees to resign. Because Mr. Guillemot and his clique, and his clique only understand the relationship of power, Solidaires Informatique is calling on the employees of Ubisoft Paris to go on strike on Friday, the 27th of January, in the afternoon from 2 to 6 p.m. Wow. It seems like that email from Yves didn't go over so well. What do you think, guys?
No, it definitely didn't go over well. But going on strike, I don't know how well that's going to go. I mean, he took the 10-cent money and put it in his pocket. Probably subsidized his salary. Unfortunately, with them still owning as much control as they do, there's really no solution short of another Vivendi situation, which looking back, I wish that would have occurred. Just get this Guillemot family out of there. Just chase, I was about to say I don't believe in beheadings or anything like that, but it's
Jesus.
almost like they need to
Let's
have
calm
like
down,
a French
Fuzz.
Revolution and
Fuzzy.
chase him out the country.
Fuzzy
Just
must
get
have
him out
gotten
of there.
screwed in a division scandal or
Laugh with
something.
your head.
Like, was it because
Let them eat
they?
cake?
Is it
Yeah.
because they accidentally
out.
nerfed one of your guns in the division, or what's going on? I mean, I mean that's a little extreme.
No, but the problem is, from what I can see,
Oh.
this strike is just going to make it that much easier for them to do layoffs. I mean, they're probably already going to do layoffs as is, but you're on strike? Okay, well then that's 7,000 jobs I just don't have to worry about anymore. Bye.
Ubisoft
on
needs
Microsoft.
games out, and going on strike is going to delay games for one. And then they want a 4-day work week, so you're losing a day of work to get games out. So that's going to delay it even more. So Ubisoft isn't making any more money. They want more money. So Ubisoft's already hurting for money. So if they give them that, then they're just going to be closing down even sooner. So like
the 4-day work week thing, you could there's studies and all this thing. Like
work better when you
4 10-hour days.
Yeah, you work a little fewer more hours in 4 days, and there was the same amount of hours, just split up differently, right? So I don't know how much that necessarily 100% would affect. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. We don't know that, but the 10% salary increase sounds like they're underpaid or they're unhappy with how much they're being paid.
But who is
right now, everybody's fucking struggling when you got to go buy eggs and you fucking empty half your bank account to buy a fucking 12-count pack of eggs. You know what I mean? It's what the shit? The fucking some fucking gold? What the hell's in these eggs? I don't understand. Anyway,
it's more than gasoline by the pound now. Shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting fucking eggs in my car. No, that would be more expensive. I'm gonna start eating. I'm gonna start eating gas for breakfast. That would be.
You could just buy a chicken.
Buy a chicken. I guess maybe.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
probably
know.
would be cheaper. Buy the chicken.
Buy the fucking chicken. I'm gonna start having.
Buy their chicken, sell their eggs for half off.
Hold on, guys. I gotta pause the show. I gotta go feed my chickens real quick. It's crazy, man. It's crazy out here. And it's not just eggs. Eggs are to the most extreme, but it's everything. Orange juice is expensive. Even the El Monterey chimichangas that come in those 12 packs or whatever, the big purple packs of the cheap fucking burritos and stuff. They used to be $2.50 for a pack of those, right? They're $6 now. Doubled the price of my chimichangas, man. Come on. What's going on? I understand 10%, but 20%. Yeah, I mean, fuck, it's made with who knows what.
They probably got some eggs in there somewhere, so they got to buy their eggs.
Yeah. Anyway, crazy. So yeah, I understand if they're struggling or whatever. It seems like this wouldn't have happened though if Eves didn't send that letter out.
Yeah.
It seems like it pissed them off, right? It seems like the Ubisoft employees that were already pissed off saw that and were like, "Fuck you, man." What's going on with you guys? We're trying. You guys won't let us make the games we want to make. You keep forcing these dumbass ideas on us and force us to try and test all these different experimental models. Then you cancel them because they suck because they were never going to be good in the first place. You don't give us proper time to even develop anything before you start showcasing it, letting people try it. What are you doing? You know what I mean? And then they we know what we're doing with Assassin's Creed. Then we got a good pipeline for that, right? But everything else is just fucked. We have no clue what the hell to do with the rest of our company. And all this stuff's adding up. I have strong fears about Ubisoft shutting down shop or dissolving or getting fully bought out by the Chinese government at some point because Tencent is now Chinese government's got shares of Tencent, which owns half of the Guillermo brothers. So basically, the Guillermo bros have another brother that's Chinese, right? And they just let him into the company. They adopted a Chinese brother, and he's part of the company now, but he reports back to the Chinese government. He's it's interesting here. What's going on with that? I don't understand Ubisoft's direction with the games that they're trying to do with the delays, with everything. They just have no vision for the company, and they've fucked themselves over by trying to force and chase the next Fortnite, chase the next big thing, instead of just making the games that you can make that are good, right? Take advantage of the talents of the teams that you have. Take advantage of the creative talent that you have. And then the mindset, the model, the mantra that comes from the top, the Guillermo family gets permeated to the management of the studios, right? So that's a reflection. It's a reflection of the culture. The culture starts at the top. It's like a pyramid, right? This fucking pyramid's got cracks all in it. And it comes from the fuckers at the top, and they need to fucking do something. I don't know. It's just crazy right now. But hope for the best for the employees of Ubisoft, no matter what happens. Hope for the best of the employees from Microsoft tomorrow. I see a lot when news like this comes out. Microsoft's supposed to be laying off another 10,000 employees potentially, like announcing that tomorrow. When news like this makes me sad. It's not a direct reflection of Xbox. I see a lot of shit out there too. This is like, you got to remember companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Apple. They're big tech giants, massive tech giants. It's not just Xbox, right? Like. And I don't talk about when Sony has layoffs or any other thing like this, so I'm not paying too much attention to this either. It does suck, though. It's a reflection of the situation going on out there in the world right now, which sucks ass for everybody. I hope for the best for anybody that's laid off from Microsoft tomorrow. And man, things got to get their shit. Things got to get fixed right now. It's fucked out there.
But everything's fine. Don't forget, we're being told everything's fine. There's no panic, nothing to see here.
Oh, like the dog drinking coffee in the burning house? Yeah.
What are we talking about?
No, it's kind of a looming recession kind of thing. I don't know. There's so many things that could be done, but then some of the things that can be done make other matters worse. So it's like, well, either eggs go up, fuel goes up.
Just send us all more checks for like $1,500 every couple weeks. That was pretty cool.
I think that's the issue where why we.
I know, I'm joking. I'm joking. But if you kept it going and just keep increasing it, then that's great for everybody, right? We just get free money all the time. Yeah.
No, we I'm joking. I'm joking. Our currency like they do sometimes, but
I'm kidding. I wouldn't complain though if like extra couple grand just hit my bank account randomly all of a sudden.
Be like no taxes for anybody that makes under $1 billion a year. No, that wouldn't work because that's the backbone of the economy. But yeah,
no taxes under 50 grand. You know how many Americans would be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah,
there's a lot of people don't make over 50 grand. I can tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. True. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to some tidbits, everybody. Enough doom and gloom. Time for the games coming out for the week. Tidbits time.
It is.
And again, I forgot to implement the video for tidbits on here. So do tidbits. Do tidbits. I don't. How does the song go? Does anybody remember? Tidbits.
I don't know. I don't hear it.
Hold on. I wonder if I can find it. Yeah, I bet I can find it in my. Yeah, here we go. It'll take a second to play. Hold on. Come on, tidbits video. Where are you? Bear with me, guys. It's got to open up the player, and I told you my PC sucks ass. We're gonna get to this tidbits, but I don't remember the song, so it's gonna happen anytime now.
I unmuted YouTube, and I just keep hearing echo, waiting for the song to play.
Yeah, it's gonna happen at some point.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it will. Maybe I can. Okay, I got an idea. Okay. Wait, why is it there? I know it's not happening.
Maybe we should just do tidbits.
You think so? Okay, we'll just do tidbits. I guess. It's boring, Jasper. Okay. This is tidbits. This is a part of the show where we talk about the games coming out for the next week ahead. And we got a nice little list here from my main man Fuzz that hits us up with this every week. So appreciate you again, Fuzzy, for doing this. And we're going to get into the first game. This game is called Gigantosaurus
Finally, you're
Dino
out.
Kart.
I brought you here to see the cars I invented.
It's coming out on PS5, PS4, PS5, Xbox One X. It's coming out on everything. Xbox One XS, Switch PC for $40.
What an idea! We can call it
The 20th, the 16th. Wait, no. The 17th. 17th.
No way.
Good luck. Ready?
Yeah, it should be this midnight or something. If it's not already out.
There are lots of skills for you to pick up. Use them to get an advantage.
Giganto, where are you?
Giganto.
Don't you want to see the best rotation drivers on the track?
I think I'll just stick with 8-year-old Mario Kart 8 at this point.
You think so? All right. Well, that was Gigantosaurus. Oh, look, it's the beard hedger. What do you fucking know? Oh my god. That's what a fucking randomized thing happening here. Remember, 20% off. Fun speculation.
Yeah, they heard your
Free
ads. Like,
shipping.
oh.
That's crazy. Remember, you can shave not only your face, but your balls, but don't use the same razor.
Why, cut spaghetti?
You can even use it to grate cheese, I guess. No, that's not a cheese, that's a beard. It does all kinds of beards. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry about that. I got lost in the manscapedness. Next up, everybody, we got A Space for the Unbound. Coming out on everything as well. $20 on the 19th. Yeah, they need a Manscaped simulator.
I'm good. So I don't want to play that.
Manscaped Simulator 2023.
Just shave dudes all day. Just shaving dudes.
And you have to get the taint to get the 3rd star. It's really tough.
No nicks.
Yeah, I was about to say the no nick achievement.
No nick achievement. Well, that's easy with Manscaped.
Yeah.
Wow, this is
Sounds like softcore porn.
Okay.
I don't know what that sounds like, but it's what I've heard.
You've never made your own softcore?
I never said that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Saying those words after what Fuzzy says is not what you want to hear.
Oh, sorry. All right, next up, everybody, we got, man, I'm losing my links. Here we go. This next one is also on everything. There's lots of, well, this one is actually not last gen. I'm sorry. This next game is not on PS4. It's not on Xbox One, but it's on everything else. And this game's called Colossal Cave.
Mm-hmm. I think this one might be a loud one.
You're standing at the end of a road before a
$40.
Perfect now for Zoom.
in search of adventure. So take your first steps into Colossal Cave.
Was it?
The famed classic adventure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't Colossal Cave like a text-based game back in the day? You're like, enter cave, and then you would enter cave, and it's like, go left or go right, and you like, go right, and it's like, there's a lizard on the wall. What do you do? And then you'd be like, kill the lizard.
I think so. That sounds about right. Because you'd always fall down like a mine shaft or something along those lines.
Quickly, but without mercy. With many locations to traverse, secrets to find, and miles of caverns to explore, you'll never know just what your own adventure inside Colossal Cave will bring.
Epic. Yeah. Oh, you know what I found? You know what I found, guys?
What'd you find?
I think I found it. Hold on.
Well,
Oh, the
you found the tidbits thing. Yeah, let's just do it halfway through the tidbits segment.
Shut up, Jasper. Oh, here we go.
the next two games. Oh wait, no, go ahead.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
Oh,
music.
wait, this one doesn't have any sound. Oh shit, this is without the sound.
Oh my god!
This is tidbits.
That's why you looked for the thing the whole time.
Fuck, it's the one before I added the audit. Fuck. All right, sorry everybody. Man, this is
keep looking.
This is a shit show. All right, next up is
You could probably do this as a combo because they're both coming out tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but what was that for Thursday?
Right on. This is Persona 4 Golden.
What was it? Persona 4 and 3?
Yeah. Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable. $20 or $40 for the bundle. It's also on Game Pass day one. Also releasing on PS4 and Switch and PC.
Weren't they already on Switch?
I don't know.
No, I think Portable was on what do you call them?
Because I thought that they were meant like Switch exclusive for a while or whatever, and PC, or yeah.
Yeah, 3 was a PSP game.
Yeah.
I mean, these games are never like graphical showcases anyway, so they're gonna hold up for what they were, you know.
I think Golden was on PC prior, and
Or was
3 was on the PSP or something.
Yeah, and then I don't know.
The Phantom Thieves are hearts. I remember playing Persona 4.
I've never played any of the Personas.
Really?
For 5 this year.
You like? Oh, okay. You like it?
Yeah, I love 5. I need to go back to finish it. I got sidetracked with other things that came out, but for what I played of it, yeah, it was fantastic. I just thought, like, you know, the whole school thing was kind of gonna I might not like it, but no, I was like actually pleasantly surprised. I was like, wow, cool.
Well, next up is Fire Emblem Engage. Speaking of school shit, Three Houses had way too much of that for me. But I've seen some early reviews of this, and it hasn't been as good as usually Fire Emblem is. So
is this one not in a school?
I don't think so. This one's like in a castle.
We live on the continent of Elios.
It's a castle school, like Hogwarts.
4 realms surrounding a holy land at its center. 1,000 years ago, our lands endured a vicious war.
It's like Midnight Suns kind of has that too, but it's all so close together that it doesn't bother me. Like, you can get it done real quick, you know.
Heroes known as emblems. With them, the warriors of our nations fought as one.
I do
love
but
when you just
the
have
Fire
like
Emblem franchise though.
Text boxes that pop up to tell you the story, and you just have to smash A for 30 minutes. It gets kind of annoying.
Yeah. $60 for this game on Switch.
But now, I sense a resurrection. The binding weakens.
Dude, what's up, Mr. Join at Dark? I saw the pictures of the New York Game Awards show today, and fucking jealous as hell. It's amazing that you got to go there and hang out with all the big wigs. Fucking, there's some awesome people there, man. Shout out to the Lords there, Iron Lords, King David, Lord Cognito. I saw were there. Was Jim Ryan there?
Reggie was.
Reggie's fucking retired and he still shows up. Jim's not showing up for nothing.
Because he loves gaming so much.
Well, he's got to figure out how to flip over that PS5 that's upside down.
Well, it's also, to be fair, Doug Bowser wasn't there. He just went to Japan. So
no, he's got an excuse. He's in Japan.
That's how long I've been asleep.
What are those horrible things?
If I may.
I mean, isn't Jim Ryan like in Europe? That's where he lives.
Yeah, but he lives there. He like it could travel for the Game Awards, right? It's just it's overseas. I mean, the Iron Lords went all the way from New York to New York. I know Mr. Joanna Dark had to travel for it. Unless we moved to New York recently, I don't know. No,
he's in
Pong
Washington,
doesn't have a
right?
Nintendo, Joanna. I think you know that. That's funny. You traveled from New Jersey to New York? Okay.
Oh, that's
You went
that's
across
a
the
big
bridge.
Trip. Yeah.
The armpit of America. Sorry, Joanna.
So
just think
basically,
it's
you went
funny.
from the suburb to the city.
Please grant me your strength.
Living in Pennsylvania, being right next to Jersey, it's like, oh, you can go into Jersey for free, but to leave Jersey, you gotta pay us money. So
She asked me to get
it's
her
like
on
they know
planes and
everybody
bring
wants to
peace
leave
to
Jersey.
Texas.
It's like, no, we'll get you on the way out. Okay. How much to get out? $5. What?
Yeah, Plenty's asked a good question. If he just wants to know if Todd Howard gave off any body language hints about Starfield. I mean, like, what do you mean body language hints? Like, is it?
He's sign languaging the date the whole show.
We live
He
on
was like, he
Was
was
he waving with like
or
2 fingers or
fingering
3
the
fingers
release
or
date.
his whole hand?
Like, what is Todd gonna do? I don't like. That's funny. Body language. Did he look confident? Did he look like, hey, this shit's done? You know what I mean? Like, this shit's done. You
Can
fucking.
you dance in a
He
way
gave him a
that
nod.
describes Starfield?
Yeah.
He gave him a nod. You know that nod that you give to your best friend. You're just like that little heads up, like it's like, yeah, it's done. It's ready. He's like, just wait, yo.
Yeah.
Just straight up ask him, how's the playtest going?
Yeah. You on
Big-
track?
if he has
How
a
do I
big
get
ass
it?
Yeah,
brain-
you got to
Play
get him.
test.
Buy him like 3 rounds of like shots or something, and then ask him. You got to get him off guard. You got to loosen him up a bit, and then try to just like
Right.
Whoa.
sneak it in there.
But what if he's like an angry drunk? We don't know a lot about his personal life, right? What if
Angry drunk. Angry fucking.
Fuck you! Just because you
That
asked me,
hour.
I'm gonna delay that shit. You son of
I'm
a
the
bitch.
greatest game maker ever. Fuck you. What have you done?
Who are you?
Well, he might be out of
I'm
his
a
element.
golden
Was he wearing the
god.
leather jacket tonight, or was he just wearing a blazer?
Did he hold out his hand like for everybody to kiss it, like before they took the pictures? Because he's a god.
Like the Godfather.
Like,
He Godfathered
I'm
it
gonna
up.
make you an offer you can't refuse.
you're gonna play Starfield. You're gonna love it. All right. We got this game's hitting Game Pass soon. This is Monster Hunter Rise. Coming out for the PS4 and PS5 for the first time. Xbox consoles, all of them for the first time. As well as Game Pass day one. Let's go. $40 otherwise. Monster Hunter Rise, baby.
For my fellow hunters.
They're gonna fucking love my game. It's gonna be the game of the year.
Here comes the pain.
Monster Hunter Rise. Oh, and there's more. That's in every Monster Hunter trailer. There's like 3 sections to it.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, through beta. It's 4K 60 because it was a game made for the Switch, so it can run on when you put it on the Xbox, it can actually run better.
Yeah, it's 6K 120.
So that should be
Kinda
like
like,
how they develop all
Ori.
games. Make it playable on the Switch and then go up from there. I'm kidding.
Yeah, do you want your
I'm
games
kidding. No,
looking-
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, no, I don't want that. at all.
All new games look like Minecraft. What?
But it runs at 4K 60. It's what you guys wanted.
Oh, but we got one more game, everybody. This is the one we've all been waiting for. Pocket Card Jockey. Right on.
iOS.
Coming out on mobile. Pocket Card Jockey Right On iOS Friday for $7. There's got to be like
Wait, why is there a
1,000 Apple
DS
games
trailer?
coming out. Like,
Well,
I
it
don't-
came out originally on Nintendo or for the Switch
Right.
and stuff, but you know, Apple doesn't have like playable videos for these types of games. I think it might even be coming to Apple Arcade, which I guess if you
Right.
subscribe, it might be worth trying this, but I don't know.
So, Pocket Jockey doesn't sound like a video
Sounds like a
game.
disease. He's like, oh, you got pocket jockey.
I got Pocket Jockey.
That sounds like you need to get that checked out by a doctor.
I think I got a case of Pocket Jockey. $7. Is this a PS5 exclusive? Yes, that's this is their only 120 frames per second game.
Playable for all ponies. Oh.
Yeah, gonna sell gangbusters on phones yet. I'm gonna play the hell out of Pocket Jockey. I think. I mean, why not? It looks like fun. You can have some nice giddy up in your pocket.
Oh man.
Anyway, guys, that was it for tidbits. Fuck. I'll have the song next week. Fuck. Will y'all remind me? I'm sorry. Yeah, it's late. I'm tired.
Yeah, Jasper will let you know.
I think the star of the tidbits games was Monster Hunter Rise. I think that's the main one I want to dive into.
Was there even? I guess there was new games, but it's just shit that. Fire Emblem's like, I guess, the biggest new game on there. Everything else is just like ports and remakes.
Yeah, that's been the case so far for the most part. You know, it's about to change. February, late January, going into February.
Next week
March.
it changes.
Yeah. So, you know, the first like few weeks of the year are always like this, right? So, gonna be heavy hitting next few months, and it's gonna be pretty crazy on tidbits because we're gonna have lots of awesome trailers to look through. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks again for watching. Everybody, the chat was absolutely awesome. As usual, thanks for showing up on a Tuesday as opposed to our regular time slot of Monday. And we'll see y'all on Thursday as well for PM and the PM. We got Randall Thor 19 joining Pong and I for that show. Friday night, we got Xbox Ultimate Podcast. Again, back to our time of 10 p.m. Eastern this week. Fuzzy.
You know the one thing that we didn't talk about today, though?
What is that?
I was going to say is everyone was bitching about the PlayStation Showcase trailer or whatever, the like sizzle reel trailer.
Honestly,
like PlayStation only.
I didn't even see it, to be honest with you. I missed it. So.
It was their little sly fucking at the bottom of third-party games. It said
PS5 only.
Coming to PS5 only, but it's double meaning. In terms of someone that has no idea that, let's say, Hogwarts is coming to Xbox, like, oh, this game is exclusive to PlayStation. I'm gonna buy a PlayStation, and that was what they want to do is get the masses being, oh, this is only on PlayStation. But what it is that it
Jasper,
was not
why did you
coming.
do
There's
this?
no PS4 version. There's not a PS4 version.
Yeah,
that's what that is implying. But to the standard, the regular Joes that have no fucking clue, and be like, oh, it's exclusive to console. So it's one of those things that, like, no, we meant it. You know what I mean? It's just a slimy fucking Sony tactic that they do. Rand and fucking GAAS got into it on fucking Twitter about it. Like, GAAS is like, it's fucking slimy. Rand's like, yeah, it's all right. Like, what? Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I saw that a lot. I didn't get the chance to see the sizzle reel trailer, but I just heard it was third-party games that we already all knew about, pretty much.
It's nice.
So,
I mean, if you don't know anything about PlayStation, you're like, holy shit, PlayStation has a lot of fucking games coming out this year.
Yeah. Well, it's that Sony
Only on
marketing,
PS5.
right?
Buzz.
Buzz.
That's the tactic they work.
Buzz,
oh man,
what you got going on this week, bro?
Oh man, it was a bunch of fun to be on here with you guys and everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming out, checking us out. Man, this week we got Breakfast with Boom, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Double Barrel Gaming on Friday. Xbox Ultimate with you guys at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday night. Shop Podcast at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on PTK Blam's channel. Xbox Lunch Break Special at 12 noon next Monday. And then basically tomorrow night, not tomorrow night, next Monday night, FSP 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. Look forward to seeing you guys there.
Awesome, man. Lots of awesome stuff there. Yeah, in over a week from today, like the 25th, we'll have the Developer Direct here live stream.
Oh, yeah.
So, all of you guys are obviously welcome to join us for that. We'll have fun. Pong is going to be there. I know that. He said he'd be able to be there. So, hey, Psycho, in the shortest way possible, what do you got going on this week?
Sure. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank God and Beelzebub and my parents for giving me this opportunity.
Did you just thank the devil?
What? No.
Did you say Beelzebub? That's from the fuck. Only way I know that is because Bohemian Rhapsody. That's from Bohemian Rhapsody. I know that. I know that song like the back of my fucking hand, dude.
Yes. Yeah. No. Thanks, guys. I was just having fun. Just like talking about games all the time, and there's so much coming out in the next couple of months, and it's just an amazing time to be a gamer. Play what you love what you play, and don't forget, I'll be on FSP Mondays normally at 10 and Xbox Ultimate on Fridays at whatever time Mav decides this week.
10 p.m. Eastern.
10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock. And yeah, chat, you guys are awesome. Thanks for sitting by my stoned ass and blabbing your ear off in my rocket ship microphone. And yeah, Jasper, where can people find you at on this lovely Tuesday evening on the 12th? No, go ahead, buddy.
Well, the one thing is like when Redfield comes out, I'm just gonna be playing that.
What about Starfall?
Yeah. Anyway, no, just joking. Lord Jasper Twitter, Lord Master Jasper YouTube, check it out. FSP Monday night 10 o'clock, Xbox Ultimate Friday night 10 o'clock. Check that out. Do that. Watch that. Bye.
Wow, that was short.
Had to make up a little time.
Yeah, right on, dude. Hey, everyone, hope you had a fun time on the show. Thank you all for being here and all the support you always show. And we'll see you again later this week. Peace out. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Manscaped.com. On speculation.
Shave your nuts. And now you're...